Good morning. It's Wednesday. It's about 7:10. I just started my hike. I waited for sunrise to come up. It's quite chilly still. There's a little bit of wind, so I'm feeling it. But as I hike, I know I'll get warm. I'm worried about wet with all the dew. Had another restless night. My sleeping bag and my sleep system works really good. I'm actually sweating in my bag. And I get damp, and then I have to open it up, and then I get cold. So it's like all night long I'm sweating and cooling off, sweating and then cold. There was a nice breeze last night, no condensation on the tent at all. I kept 3 of the flaps open. Wasn't much of a breeze. Every once in a while you'd feel it, but just cold enough. And I guess the temperature and dew point spread was enough that there was no condensation. So I was glad. The ground was damp though. So the tent's wet on the bottom, but it's to be expected. Spent about 13 hours in my tent because once the sun goes down, there's nothing to do. And the temperature really dropped. It was in the 50s. My app says it was 48 degrees at a nearby fire station. I don't know how accurate that is. I don't even know where that fire station is. I had limited service here. I was able to make a phone call later at night and check in with home. And I was able to text most of the time. Every once in a while it wouldn't go out, and then it might go out later, or it tried again later and it went through. But had a good night there. There was a little activity with those other RVers showing up, but more or less a very quiet campsite. It's actually nice. It's a shame they don't have more services. I forgot to take a picture of the water filter this morning, my water bag. There was all this brown sediment on the bottom of it. So I'm assuming it's like a metal or a rust or who knows what. But it definitely tastes it. So that's it. We got a longer day today. Planning on doing 16 miles, I think. Mentally, I'm gearing up for that. We'll see what it takes us. I'm headed to the 88 store where I'm going to hopefully get at least a snack or 2, and maybe I'll be able to stay for the night. I know they're very hiker friendly from everything I've read, and he lets hikers camp on the property. So I'm going to partake in that as much as I can. And then the following day, which is Thursday, I will walk hopefully back to Rodman's campground, which is like another 13 or 14 mile day. Maybe 16, I forget already. You look at the book and the mileage so much, sometimes you forget. And there's the things making so much noise in the morning here. They were just flying. Unfortunately, they sat down. I was hoping they would keep going. Greetings from mile marker 457.8 of the Florida Trail. Inside the Ocala National Forest, I'm at the side trail that leads to Salt Springs. There's a nice bench here, which I won't be using. And there's a side trail that leads to Salt Springs. And it's like a 2.3 or 2.5 mile trail, which I will not be taking. It's, I've been hiking for about 2.5 hours now. I've gone about 6.5 miles to reach this point, and it's about 9:20 during the day. So I still got several miles to go, and I'm going to keep moving. But I've left the prairie, and I've entered the forest again. So, which is nice. I got a little bit of shade. It's definitely cooler. I dried off a little bit. My shoes and the bottom of my pants were all wet from walking on the prairies with the morning dew. And coming in here, you can see the trail's a little bit wider, and it's allowed me to dry off a little bit. But I'm going to keep walking and getting closer to the 88 store. Looking very forward to getting there, and I'll update you shortly. So as I've been walking for a while now, and with the exercise and everything, I'm feeling the call of duty. So this is a perfect area here. We have interspace that's open, it's flat. I can easily walk off to the sides and find a location that'll shield me from view. I haven't seen anybody this morning anyway. I did see some sign of someone else hiking. I don't know if it's from today or from yesterday, but I could see trekking pole marks. And I thought it was from this morning because they look pretty fresh. So I'm gonna go find the spot right now and do my business, and then I'll continue on the trail. Well, hello. Just finished my business. I went off in an area back there. Great ground, very soft, easy to dig a hole in. It was quite pleasurable. And now I'm a little lighter, so I should travel faster. One of the things you want to remember is when you go off trail to go to the bathroom, it's easy when you get tunneled in on looking for a spot and maybe you weave around a couple of trees to lose sight of where the trail is. I mean, you might have a general direction, but you believe it's not uncommon for people to get turned around. Oh, and I see another hiker. So, you know, leave your pack or something that marks the path along your way. And I'm going to say hi to another hiker here. So here's another hiker. First hiker I've seen all week. And there goes Joel, a hiker I just met. He's from the area around, I think he said Lakeland, Florida, where he goes hiking. He's carrying a lot of stuff. He's got a lot of weight on him. A big hunting knife, he's carrying like plastic bottles of water, a Nagling bottle. Nagling? I can't even pronounce it now. Okay, he's carrying a platypus. He's got a firearm. He's got a hunting knife. Just way too much stuff. He's probably at 50 pounds, he estimated, when he weighed himself before he left. He started up at Rodman's, and he's working his way south. He's looking for the 88 store, and unfortunately I had to let him know that he passed it already. So he hiked further than expected, and he's probably going to go down to Salt Springs, which is the next area now. Luckily I was able to show him a map. He had all trails, but he doesn't have it up. He has no map. You know, there's a lot of lessons to be learned from him, and not to badmouth him, but I'm saying, you know, this is, you know, and he'll be okay. He's got everything he needs. He's more than right, but he's paying for it in terms of weight, and just, you know, he walked past where he's trying to go to, and he's also carrying way too much, which is harder. You know, he's complaining his back is hurting him. We talked for about 10-15 minutes, and he even said, appreciate you. And I said, no, I love talking about hiking and stuff. So, and he's the first person I've seen, and he said I'm the first person he saw. He let me know that Delancy Campground is up ahead. They have no water there. There's supposed to be a pump there, or a spigot, but I guess it's not there anymore. It's not working. So, which is good news. And I told him about Salt Springs that he didn't know about. And, you know, it's just another 2 miles probably to there, and then a 2-mile trek into town where he can get all his supplies. And I think he said he might call someone to come pick him up, or take some of his gear so he can lighten up a little bit. But, you know, we discussed gear and lightening up and different things. So I didn't advertise the channel. I don't usually do that. I probably should have, and sell myself, but, you know, I didn't do that. But hopefully, you know, he'll upgrade his stuff in the future, and he'll be a better hiker. So he's obviously starting out. He does hiking, but probably not like this. And, you know, it was nice to meet and chat with him. Definitely good to see someone else out here enjoying it. And we had a great chat, and I enjoyed it. So I wish him well. I hope he has, you know, nice flat trail in front of him, even though I know he doesn't. And he does well. And I showed him the Gut Hooks app that I'm using, and all the different possibilities of where he could go and places to stay. And I gave him some info on the campground up ahead if he wants to continue walking. But he didn't want to go as far as I was this morning, so he's going to stop a little bit earlier. So Salt Springs is probably the thing for him. So, which is good for him, you know. So, but it's good to know. He's only been walking, he said an hour, hour and a half. I think he's a little off on that. He's a late hiker. He says he doesn't like to get started early in the morning. I think he's a little off on what time, but I think he said he didn't start till like 9, and it's 10:30, so he might be right. Either that or he's a really fast hiker. So, but I'd love that I could only walk another hour and be at where I'm supposed to be, but I think he may be a little mistaken about when he started today. But as I was discussing when I came upon him, I had just finished going to the bathroom there, and the ground here is great. It's really nice and soft, very easy to dig a cat hole in, and you know, but you just got to be careful when you walk off the trail that you don't lose sight of where the trail is. So if you need to, you know, I have an orange bandana. You can always, you know, hang it, or a piece of string, or your pack, leave it by the trail. You know, no one would see me. I was off in the woods, that I wouldn't have been able to be seen from the trail if he would have walked past me a couple of minutes earlier. But the fact that, you know, you can get distracted as you're looking for a spot, and you weave a little bit left and right, and then next thing you know, your orientation is a little bit off and you can't find that trail again. Yeah, I'm really kicking myself in the butt that I didn't give him a sticker, or at least mention the channel. So I think he would do well with it. Additionally, you know, there's so much there I could talk on for him. A lot of things he's doing wrong, but he's still out here, which is what's important. Thankfully, he let me know he broke all the spider webs in front of me, since I know someone's coming through, so I don't have to worry about silk blazing anymore. So that's the greatest thing that these poles are good for, is breaking all those spider webs, so you don't have to walk through them or touch them with your hand. So that's it. I'm coming to a road here. Not sure is a fire road or a main road. There's one I know that goes through here with traffic on it. It looks paved, so I see 88, so I guess it's fire road 88. I wish it was the 88 store. I'd be done for the day. But it looks like I got about 4.8, 4.7 miles to make it there. So we'll keep on keeping on, as you say. Okay, I'm coming up on County Road 314. It's a paved two-way road with cars traveling fast on it, supposedly. So we'll see. But what I like about passing all these roads is you feel like you're getting somewhere. You know, you're passing things. Greetings again. So I'm at the 88 store. 461.5, I think it is on the thing. I started out at 451.6, which is the Hopkins. I may be wrong about those, but it's about right. So I walked about 14 and a half miles. It's 1 o'clock. I got here about 12:40. There's no hours posted on here. However, the big board out front says, I think they open up at 2 p.m. Monday through Friday. On Saturday and Sunday, it's 11 a.m. So I really was wishing it was a Saturday or Sunday right now. So for some reason, my watch failed to save my mileage, which I'm really not happy about. But we'll see if maybe once I get cell service, if it links up with the GPS. That sometimes happens. So I'm really hoping it didn't lose that data, because that would really not be good. But anyway, I'm waiting here until 2 o'clock when they open up. I'm definitely going to buy some snacks. I may buy some water here, a drink, and I may take some extra water with me. I did use their spigot. Thank you very much. I know they're very hiker friendly. They do allow hikers to stay here. There's not much. I mean, it's a backyard. It's right on the AT, pretty much. I mean, the AT. It's right on the Florida Trail. It's pretty much right off of it. You just go down a little dirt path. You wouldn't even know that it's really a trail here. That's the problem. So it's hard to know that it's a side trail It looks just like, you know, like a car went up there and ATVs go up here. But it leads to the backyard and then you walk around. I don't know if there's a restaurant here that's open. I know that it looks like there's a barbecue place next door. There's nobody here smoking, so I have a feeling they're not open today. Um, so I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm contemplating going down the trail another 2 miles to a campsite that is approved for hunting season. It would put me 2 miles closer to the end. I'm looking at, I think, 15 or 13 miles tomorrow. So if I do 2 more miles today, it's early enough. It's not even 1 o'clock right now. Obviously, they get here at 2. Maybe I leave here 2:33. I'm down there by 4, walking 2 miles. Maybe camp up, and then, that's why. So I may take an extra 2 liters of water with me, so I know I have enough to make it throughout the remainder of the trail, because there's really no water for the rest of the trail. There's like 1 or 2 possibilities, but you probably got to filter or do that. So I'm hoping they have water here. It looks like a bar establishment, but it looks like a store as well. So they do have, I can see some snacks in there. I didn't really look into much. So I'm really just hanging out. Unfortunately, it's in the shade. It's cooling off a little bit. It's breezy up here. There's no cell service, and doesn't seem to be anything around here except for residential areas, like lots. So I'm not going to start walking around the neighborhood a little bit. I don't know where I'm going, and I just have to walk back. I'm resting my feet pretty much. So got a cat that's keeping me company. Keeps coming around. There's garbage here. He's coming for food. Like I said, I was able to drink. I did the whole hike, 14 or 15 miles, just on 1 bottle of water. So I do have a little bit of headache, so I know I'm dehydrated. So I just drank the whole bottle, and I filled up my 2 bottles. So I have another 1.5 liters. If I really need to, that would probably last me through tomorrow, just to get back to the car. But I'd rather have another 1 or 2 liters just to make sure for tonight and dinner. So that's probably what I'm looking at doing. I don't know if there's any hikers ahead of me. I did cross another female right after I saw that gentleman, probably about another half mile or a mile past him. I ran across a female. She said there were 2 hikers ahead of me. She didn't really stop and talk. We just pretty much walked past each other. But she said there was another 2 hikers ahead. I haven't seen them. I keep seeing the holes in the ground from someone with hiking or trekking poles. So I'm assuming that he's actually ahead of me and probably kept going. They didn't have to stop here. When they came here, saw that it was closed and just left, which I probably would have done. I'm on the cusp. I can wait an hour. Plus, it wouldn't be bad to take a rest. I'll probably have a little snack or 2. I already finished my breakfast, obviously, and I had a little snack while I was walking. So I do have some more food. And I have my last dinner for tonight, and then stuff for the morning if I want while I'm hiking. I figure it'll take me sometime around the same time period. If I get up early, 7:30, start hiking, I should be back in my car. I figured for 3. I really think it would be more like 1 or sooner. So, even if it's 2 o'clock, that's plenty of time for me to hit the road and start driving. I got about 6 to 7 hours of driving ahead of me. I guess I would probably stop and get food on the way there, but I'm definitely looking for a big meal tomorrow night. Celebrate my completion, and I'll be meeting a family member, so I'll definitely go out and celebrate and have a good dinner. And that'll be it. I'm hoping to post one of the videos. Hopefully, by the time you see this, I'll have already posted one of the videos, and then I'll have to edit the rest of them and post them. I really haven't done a lot of editing on my phone. It's really time consuming, and it's not as smooth as it could be. Definitely much easier on a laptop, but I don't think I want to go hiking and carry a laptop with me. Hello. It's about 6 o'clock at night now. I stopped for the night. I waited at the 88 store about an hour and a half for them to open, only to find out that they have no food or resupply options there. There were people that listed they had burgers and stuff there, but I guess that place is closed and out of business. So I decided, let me move on to the campsite. I don't want to stay there. It was like 2:30 then, and I didn't feel like staying there for 14, 16 hours. It really just looks like a bar. So not really my scene, and I didn't know how crowded it gets and rowdy or whatever. I figured let me just move on. So I did get water. The lady there was very, very nice. I can't complain about them. I appreciate them helping out hikers, just not for me. So I decided to move on. And I started walking toward the site that's about 2 miles past the 88 store. And unfortunately, for me, or fortunately, I looked at the map and I saw there was a reservoir, Lake Delancy, that is 6 miles. And I was pissed at myself because I killed an hour and a half when I could have walked here, no problem. However, I decided to push on. I made the decision and I pushed. And I actually did really good. I filled up on water. I filled my 3-liter bladder with water. So I carried an extra 6.6 pounds of water with me because there's no water for the next stretch. So I figured I have about, 16 or 18 miles to do to get to Rodman's campground. And I knew that I would need extra for tonight to drink and also to make my dinner. And I decided to fill up and carry that, which I did. And even despite carrying that, I really pushed on and I made good mileage. Looks like, I don't know if my watch saved my first hike because it's not showing up in my history, and without any Wi-Fi or signal, any internet, it can't update my app. So I'll have to wait until I get into civilization to do that. So anyway, I pushed on. I did the 6.2 or 6.3 miles in pretty much an hour and a half. So I did really, really good time. And I get here and there's a sign that says Delancy Lake is closed. And I could have swore that guy that I ran into said he camped here last night. He even described to me the pit toilet. There's no water anymore, which is in the guidebook too. There's no water unless you take water out of the lake, which you got to get wet to do it. So I didn't understand why. I mean, there's barricades, concrete barricades across the campground, and there's a sign. There's no place to fill out a ticket to check in. I actually tried calling 2 campgrounds. I did not get an answer because I was going to let them know I was here, and I don't have an option right now. It's too dark. It's too late for me to go hiking. It's another 10 miles to my car, and it's getting dark, and I'm not going to go in the woods with bears. And just, I would night hike. I contemplated it, but I decided, you know what? I've already done like a 20-something mile day. I'm done. Probably, a little over 20 miles, and I'm done. And I'd like to rest. So I came here. I pitched my tent far enough away. There's a road outside, unfortunately, so I don't want people to really see me. I'm afraid, sometimes, people could mess with hikers if they just see you here and they know no one else is here. I don't know if that's the case here. Everyone's been very, very nice in the area. I've met a lot of people. I saw 1 or 2 hunters today on the trail in pickup trucks or whatever. Everyone's really polite. Everyone I came across has been polite. 2 ATVers came through here. I guess there's a lot of ATV trails in the area. They even have like a designated, course for them. And they came through here, but they're not locals either. And they were surprised the place was closed because they thought it was open. So I checked with Gut Hooks again, and it does say it's open from like October through May. And $6 to camp, which is correct. That's what the sign says at the front, but it's closed. So unfortunately, stealth camp, I really don't have a choice. It's too late to really go anywhere. So ample water. I still have probably, close to 3 liters or a little bit under, maybe even a little bit over, because I still have like 2.5 in my bladder, and I filled up both my bottles. I put my food probably about 150 feet away from me in the woods in my bear vault, and I have hopefully no food in my tent. I've been pretty careful about that. I should have nothing with me. So hopefully the night will go quick. I'm really dreading the nights just because of the temperatures. It's like I'm too hot with my sleeping bag on, and then if I open it up, because I'm sweating, I get cold fast. And then it gets cold, so I have to close it. And then when I close it, I begin to sweat again. So this sleep system is really good, definitely for colder weather. I should have brought my Trek sleeping bag. I'm sorry about the video, the quality. I just don't want to turn on my light because I don't want anyone from the road to be able to see me. I did have enough gas, barely, to make my food. The gas did run out as I finished boiling my water. It was just about boiled.
I made that chicken teriyaki, which wasn't bad. Not my personal best taste, but I gotta say I was really hungry. I ate it up, and I would buy it again and eat it again. So, that's where we're at right now. So basically, I'm okay. I'm safe. There's something splashing here. I don't know what it is. Oh, that's my GPS thing splashing. So I'm gonna stop here for the night because I really don't have a choice. I feel like that's all I can do. So, and tomorrow I'm just stopping my tracker. And tomorrow I'll get up in the morning, start, and I think I have about just under 10 miles to make it to Rodman's Campground, which I will do. I'll fill up my water bottles. I'll drink whatever's in the bladder. I'll empty it out, so I'll be traveling a little lighter. That's about 6 pounds, 6.6 pounds lighter than I currently am. And also my food is pretty much almost all gone. I have enough for breakfast tomorrow and a couple of snacks. I'll have extra, but very, very little. So my food was pretty much on target. Luckily, I guess because I didn't eat lunch at that 88 store, which probably made me hungrier than I was. And I did eat a couple of snacks, but I really didn't eat that much. Honestly, once I started moving, I was trucking along as fast as possible on that stretch of road because I was trying to get here before dark, not knowing that it was going to be closed. So I'm just looking at what I got here. It's pretty dark here. So the sun's gone down now, and you can tell it's getting dark here. I don't know where my flashlight is. That's my problem. I put it down somewhere. It's here. Just gotta find it. Ah, there we go. So, there we go. So, okay. Anyway, I'm going to sign off now. I'm going to try and go to sleep, get some sleep, wake up early, hopefully 7 or so. I was going to sleep a little later, but looks like that's not going to happen. I'll probably get up early and hit the trail, and I'm just going to look over the map a little bit, and I'm charging up my stuff, and I'm going to make it to Rodman's Campground tomorrow, where I will finish. I'll record a little bit more in the morning, see how the night went. I already saw some raccoons running around here with no people. I don't know what that means, if that means the animals have taken over, or they basically avoid it because there's no food for them, or maybe a little bit of both. My big concern is really bears. I'm not worried really about anything else in the woods. They'll pretty much leave me alone. Now, I apologize for the poor video, but inside the tent, it's totally pitch dark outside already. The sun's barely down, but with the trees around me, there's no light at all. So take care. Bye.